Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good morning, ma'am.
I hope I am clearly audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we were doing the second unit, and we had covered a lot of points related to infrastructure that is used in a cloud computing environment. We learned about clients, we learned about security aspects, we learned about types of clients. Okay, we also learned about what different companies are there who offer these services, or who are the important players who provide cloud computing services in the market. All right. So this particular second unit, we will be finishing once again by revising about virtualization. Since the second unit is about infrastructure, the necessary hardware or the necessary resources that we use in a cloud environment, we have been discussing. So one important aspect that is there in the cloud computing environment is virtualization. I think in the first unit also, we had got introduced to the concept of virtualization, and I had also told you types of virtualization, that is para virtualization and full virtualization. So quickly, we will try to have a look at virtualization once again, because as a part of infrastructure, as a part of necessity, or certain important features that we get as a part of cloud computing environment are possible with the help of virtualization. And that's why it has been discussed once again. So we have learned in the last class that virtualization is nothing but the process of executing a virtual instance of something on a computer. Virtual, which is not real, but it gives you a feeling, it simulates reality. So you start feeling that you have actually accessed that part of the computer, maybe that resource on your own computer. So whenever we are doing virtualization, what we are actually creating there is a virtual instance of a computer. Now you people understand the meaning of the word virtual. Virtual in the sense not real, but gives you a feeling, it simulates as if you are using that computer on your own local machine. You may not have that much of computing speed, you may not have that much of storage capacity, or maybe you don't have access to certain files, All this is being made available to you on your own computer. Such a process of creating a virtual instance of a computer on your own local machine is called as virtualization. Generally, it also refers to execution of multiple operating systems at the same time, which you people have realized, you people have seen it, used it. Okay. In the lab, generally, when you have a desktop machine available to you, there are one or two, sometimes even three operating systems running on it. Generally, all the nodes in our college, they have two operating systems, that is Windows and Linux. Through VMware, we are able to have two operating systems running simultaneously. So how is this possible? How is that the same infrastructure, the same hardware that is present on a computer is made available to you through two operating systems? It is possible because of this concept, which is called as virtualization. So the act of creating a virtual rather than actual version of something. You actually don't have a computer. You actually don't have that hardware. You may not actually find all those resources on your computer. Yet, because of virtualization, even if it is present on a server, on a very remote machine, it is made available to you as if you're using it on your own local machine. You start getting that experience. So virtualization is very important concept in cloud computing. There are a number of companies, okay, who have developed virtualization standards. Now, why standardization is required? We have discussed this in the past whenever I was teaching you computer networks or advanced computer networks. We have discussed what is the use of standardization. Generally, what happens is when a particular company comes up with a software for virtualization or for network or for anything, it becomes a proprietary software only for those, and it may work only on those computers for which it has been designed. But later on, suppose other users, other manufacturers also want to adopt your software, then it may not be compatible. To ensure compatibility between multiple companies or any user, if he wants to use it, it should happen that, if at all there's a virtualization firmware or a software that is developed by VMware, it could be used only on X computer. Or suppose there's one more which is developed by Microsoft, it could be used only on Y computer. Not like that. Any type of computer, you should be able to access it. Any user should be able to use it. If standardization is not there, each developer will follow his own standard and develop that firmware, which will make it very much restricted in use. Instead, if standards are followed and such software or firmware for virtualization is developed,